The Enigma of Vincent Part 1. The Genius Behind the Storm. In the history of art, few figures are as fascinating as Vincent van Gogh. His life, a labyrinth of failures and existential crises, is not a mere backdrop, but the crucible where an unprecedented pictorial legacy was forged. This is the story of a man whose turbulent soul manifested in every brushstroke, leaving an indelible mark on the canvas of modern art. Born in 1853, Vincent van Gogh's life was shadowed by an older brother who bore the same name and who died at birth 1 year before him. This complex psychological dynamic, along with a youth full of rejections and professional failures, from love to theology, cemented in him a deep sense of alienation. Van Gogh did not find his purpose in conventional professions. His soul clamored for a redemption he would only find on an unexpected path. The true turning point came in 1879, when, in an act of profound empathy, he decided to become a lay missionary in the mining region of Wazam's, Belgium. By living in the extreme poverty of the miners and sharing their bread, Van Gogh found his true calling. He would not be a preacher of faith, but of human dignity through the brush. His mission would be to portray the harsh reality of the most disadvantaged, a social realism that would set his art apart from the beginning. Van Gogh's artistic career would not have been possible without the figure of his younger brother, Theo. At 27, Vincent dedicated himself entirely to painting, a path financially sustained by Theo, who provided him with unconditional support. But their relationship went beyond the economic. The correspondence between them, almost 800 letters, became an uncensored autobiography and an aesthetic confession. In them, Vincent revealed his struggles, his frustrations, and his philosophy, making it clear that only his paintings could speak for him. The fact that Theo was buried next to him in Auvers-sur-Oise, France, symbolizes that, despite his loneliness, his artistic journey was never solitary. Van Gogh became familiar with Impressionism and Japanese art in Paris, but his search for light led him to Arles, in the south of France, where he dreamed of creating a community of artists. It was there that he painted his iconic Sunflower series. However, his dream vanished after a tragic argument with Paul Gauguin that culminated in the famous ear incident and his first mental collapse. After the incident, he voluntarily admitted himself to the psychiatric hospital of Saint-Provence. Paradoxically, in the midst of the mental storm, he produced some of his most dynamic and emotive works, such as The Starry Night and Irises. In his last 2 years of life, the genius behind the storm produced more than 500 works, a frenetic manifestation of his soul. Vincent van Gogh died in 1890, a victim of his last mental health crisis. His death was not the end, but the prelude to his immortality. The life of Vincent van Gogh is a testament to the indissoluble fusion of personal struggle and artistic expression. His legacy is not just a collection of works, but a lesson that suffering can be the source of a luminous beauty, a universal truth that resonates with a force transcending time and history. Money Explainers.